Hi, my name is Liz, and if you're a woman living alone in the city and you're starting to feel unsafe with all this uncertainty going on in the world, you're not alone. Whether it's a long-term power outage, a grid-down situation, or unrest happening right outside your window in the city, the first thing you need to think about is security. Before water, before food, before anything else. In this video, I'm going to walk you through steps you can take to feel in control, calm, and prepared, all geared to women living alone. First, make sure you are securing your windows and your doors. Extra locks, door stoppers, reinforced strike plates, door alarms. You need something beyond the lock that came with the condo. Next, you need to think about consolidating your living area. Where is the space in your condominium that is furthest from the entrance? That's where you want to set up your sleeping area, your cooking area, and your hangout area. Why do you do this? Because you need as much space as possible between the front door of your condominium and where you're going to be doing all your actions that are going to be emitting light, sound, and smells. Next up is controlling light, and we do that with blackout curtains. Blackout curtains have come a long way. They come in all different colors. They can fit any decor. They're good quality curtains. What you want to do is make sure you have blackout curtains on all your windows. And then one night after dark, close all your curtains and take a walk outside and take a look at your condo windows from any angle and make sure no light is getting through. And when you do mount those curtains, make sure you mount them 4 or 5 inches above the window frame and beyond the window frame, so you can make sure you're getting full coverage with your blackout curtains. Controlling light helps maintain privacy, reduces your stress, and gives you a sense of control over your environment. Now let's talk about sound. Sounds of your AM/FM NOAA radio. Maybe you've downloaded a movie onto your laptop, or you're looking at videos on your phone to pass the time. You want to make sure that you understand how much sound is resonating from where you've chosen to spend your time during an emergency and the front door of your condominium. Small adjustments like using wired earphones will help control the sounds coming out of your apartment, and it will give you a sense of safety, confidence, and peace of mind. Next, let's talk about smells. Smells travel farther than you expect. Cooking aromas, bio-waste, trash, and even cleaning supplies can signal activity inside your condo. To control aromas when you're cooking, consider putting tape across the bottom of your condo entrance. It will help control the odors leaving your condo. Also, you might want to only cook one hot meal one time per day if you have cans and other things that are room temperature food that you can eat. You also need to consider possibly cooking at odd times of day, not when cooking is expected. And you need to manage your bio-waste smells. If you can't use your toilet and you are using a bucket, make sure you're using some sort of odor covering like gel or kitty litter, and that the unit has a tight lid on top. Keep it in the bathroom with the door shut. Managing scents that leave your apartment help maintain your privacy, reduces attention, and makes your environment feel safer and more controlled. When you have done all these steps, and now you feel secure and safe in your apartment, now it's time to think about the basics: collecting water, food, and power. Water should be something that you immediately start collecting right after you've secured your apartment. And in general, we say 1 gallon per person per day. But if you are cooking with the water, you have pets, you're doing hygiene, you really should be collecting 1.5 to 2 gallons per day. And if you want to get a little more intense, you might want to think about water filter straws and gravity-fed countertop water filter systems. Because if the emergency extends beyond your water supply and you need to go out and forage for water, whatever you bring back into your condominium, you are definitely going to want to filter. And then you want to think about food. Shelf-stable food. And I recommend starting with cans. Cans are very accessible. You can buy them at your grocery store. You can get your protein, fruit, vegetables, carbs from canned goods. You can also collect rice and beans. And then as you get more comfortable and you want to collect more food, you can collect freeze-dried survival food, which has a shelf life of at least 25 years. And then there's power. You want to think about flashlights, candles, power banks, lanterns, and then when you get more comfortable and deeper into emergency preparedness, you might want to think about a beginning level solar generator. These elements are very important when you think of them from the point of view of security. Food and water give you hydration and nutrition, so you can have the energy to continue pushing yourself through and being resilient for whatever this emergency brings. And power helps you keep your critical devices charged and gives you the ability to see at night. Next is communication and awareness, both critical to your security plan as you shelter in place in your condominium. First, you need to know what's going on in the outside world. If the grid is down, no Wi-Fi, how are you going to know? A good emergency plan includes a NOAA FM AM crank radio. This will give you the local news and the local weather report, along with it being a flashlight, and when it's fully charged up, a charging station. It's also run by batteries. It can be solar charged, and when all else fails, it cranks to give it power. And remember to use it with your wire earplugs. This helps give you information on what's going on in the world around you, so you can gain information on whether to stay in, shelter in place, or bug out. You also want to make sure you have a pair of binoculars, because before you venture out right in your neighborhood, you need to know what's going on in the other buildings around your building and also in the ground around your building. And binoculars are a great way to gain that awareness so you understand the security risks when you decide to leave your condo. We also talk about communication with others. If you have others and you want to have a radio connection to them, there are many different levels and distances that these radios work. You want to do the research and understand your particular situation, how close are your loved ones that you would like to be able to talk to off-grid, and then find the radio that fits your needs. And in addition to that, given what's going on in the world today, you need to make sure that all your devices are always charged 100%. Your laptops, your phones, your radios, anything that needs batteries or anything that needs a charge, you need to consistently keep them at 100%. Gaining continuous information about what's going on in the world around you and what's going on in your immediate neighborhood will give you confidence to make rational, informed decisions during any emergency. And last, security devices. You might want to think long and hard about safety gear that you need a license for, tactical flashlights, mace, bear spray, personal alarms, and every woman should now seriously be thinking about taking a self-defense course from a professional. So remember, security first, then collect water, and then organize your food and your power. If you want free shelter-in-place checklists specifically geared towards women living alone, check out the link in my bio. And please subscribe, like, and share with another female friend who lives alone in the city and needs to start preparing for the next emergency. Start small, take control, and build your confidence one step at a time. You've got this.